Hi, good morning students. Welcome to our English grammar class for class 8th students. Today we will see two chapters. Both are small chapters. First one is voice, active and passive, chapter 12. Then we will see letter format, chapter 21. Okay, let us move to the active and passive voice. Chapter 12, voice, active and passive voice. In this chapter, mainly we will see about the passive voice, because we know what is this active voice, and in the previous chapter, in chapter 7, we have seen what is active voice. Active voice means the normal sentences where we give importance to the subject. The normal tense that we have seen is in a active voice. Voice means the mode of stating an action giving importance to the subject or the object. We know a verb tells what a noun or pronoun does, or what is done to a noun or pronoun, or what a person or thing does. A verb. Now, voice is that form of verb which says whether the subject does something or something is done to the subject. That is what is the voice. Nothing difficult. Voice means that form of verb which says whether the subject does something, whether the subject is doing something or something is done to the subject. That is what is the voice. The form that tells us what the subject does is called the active voice, and the form that tells us something is done to the subject is called passive voice. Means in the active voice, subject is given importance, and in the passive voice, what happens? The object is given more importance. Okay, that is what is. If we just analyze a example, for example, Rama is writing a letter. Rama is writing a letter. See, here the subject Rama is acting. A letter is the subject. At the end, what is coming? That is what is the subject here. And in the beginning, Rama, the person Rama is the subject. And if we change that sentence into passive voice, how it will become? A letter is being written by Rama. A letter is being written by Rama. See, here a letter is the subject. In the active voice, it was the object. Now it became the subject here in the passive voice. It is being acted upon and is given importance. Here the object of the active voice became the subject in the passive voice, and that is given importance here. You can see on the screen what is given there in a small box. You can see when the subject is given importance, the mode of verb is called active voice, and when the object is given importance, the mode of verb is called passive voice. Only you need to understand this much, that when the subject is given important, the mode of verb becomes active, or it is in active voice, and when the object is given importance, the mode of verb is in a passive voice. If I say in other words, when the person doing the action is the subject, we use an active verb. But when the subject is what the action is pointed out, then we use a passive verb. Now you may see steps for changing sentences from the active to passive voice. There are 5 points given there in the text, and if you go through the class 7 test, you will get these things in more detail, more detailed way. Okay, now we can see this. The first point is the object of the sentence is made the subject of the new sentence in the passive voice. When we change the active voice into passive voice, the object of the active voice, okay, that particular object will become the subject of the passive voice. The subject in the active voice become the object in the passive voice, and the object in the active voice become the subject in the passive voice. Second point, the tense of the active voice is observed and its third form is noted down. The tense of the active voice is observed and the third form is observed. Throughout the passive voice we need the third form of the verb. For example, eat, ate, eaten. That eaten we need throughout the passive voice. Third point, you see the verb be is brought in the form of this every sentence. Everywhere the verb be is brought in the form of this very tense. The third form of the verb is used after this form of the verb be. Is, are, all these are the form of be, and after that we will use the third form of the verb. Okay, I'll just give you the format in the next slide, then you will understand. And the last point, the subject is used at the end after the preposition by or any other preposition. In the passive voice, usually we place the preposition by before the agent, but it has to be kept in mind that where action is very important and agent is unimportant, the preposition by and the agent can also be left out. It is not necessary in that case. That is what is. Though only 5 points are given there in the text, some more important point you can keep it in your mind. See, only transitive verbs have passive voice. I hope you know it. What is this transitive verb? Transitive verb is a verb that accepts one or more objects. Transitive verbs need objects, okay, to complete its sense or meaning. Such if there is no object, we cannot change it into passive voice. That is what is. And another thing, if the active voice has two objects, usually the direct object becomes the subject in the passive voice. Direct object and indirect object. If there are two objects, okay, direct object, usually the direct object becomes the subject of the passive voice. Direct object, it will be an non-living thing. Indirect object will be living thing. So direct object, the non-living thing, will be the subject of the passive voice. But the indirect object may also be made the subject. There is no problem. Okay, in some cases that will also work out. One of the two can be made the subject, but more common or a common way of using is direct one as the subject in the passive voice. And for the imperative sentence, let is used for commands and request is used for the request. Let and request you will use in the passive voice. Let for a commands and request for a request. Next point, when we change a question into passive, it will remain a question. So the question word should come in the beginning. Question word should come in the beginning. You can see the example also. Who has broken the window? It is a question and active voice. Who has broken the window? Now when we change it into passive voice, how it will become? By whom has the window been broken? By whom has the window been broken? And for the imperative sentence, if I tell you, for example, close the door, it is a command. Active voice, close the door. Since it is a command, we have to use let. So in active passive voice, how it will come? Let the door be closed. Let the door be closed. Another example as a request, as a imperative sentence. See, please help me. Please help me. When we change it into passive voice, we have to use request. You are requested to help me. Please help me becomes you are requested to help me. I hope now you understood the steps to change from active to passive voice, the rules and all. Okay, to understand this, first of all you should study the tense very properly. Okay, we will see the next slide. The chart given below reviews the various forms of the verb do in the passive voice. Okay, in the column you can see both the voices in the left side, active voice and passive voice given, and on the top side you can see indefinite, that is a symbol, symbol present tense, symbol past tense, and symbol future tense. Okay, it is given downwards. And in the other side continuous, and the third one is a perfect one, and the fourth one is not given here, that is perfect continuous, because all the three perfect continuous tenses have no passive voice. So active voice it is there, since the passive voice is not given, passive voice is not there, active voice is also not given. Plus the future continuous is also not having the passive voice. Now let us see one by one. Active voice, the symbol present you see, do or does will be used. For example, I do my duty. When a does comes, when it is third person, does is used. She does her duty. Okay, I hope you understood. And the next one is passive you see, is, am, are plus third form verb is used. In the passive voice, for example, we are seeing the example, I do the work. And if we change it into passive voice in the simple present tense, the work is done by me, it will become the work is done by me. When it is plural in the active voice you see, I do the works. Imagine if it is works, then in the passive voice it will become the works are, then are will be used. The works are done by me. After the be form of the verb is, am, or are, then we will use the third form of the verb. In the same way, in the continuous tense also, in the passive voice either is, am, or are plus being done we will be using. Okay, that is what is the character, means we can say the specialty of this continuous tense. In the continuous tense, being plus third form is used. Being plus third form of the verb is used throughout the continuous tense. In all the continuous form of the passive voice you can see being plus third form of the verb. For example, first one is I am doing the work. I am doing the work. I am doing the work. When we change it into passive voice, the work is being done by me. In the continuous tense, the work is being done by me. Imagine if the active voice, I am doing the works, plural works. Then in the passive voice how it will become, you have to use the plural verb. The works are being done by me, like that it will come. The works are being done by me. And the third one is perfect tense, has or have plus third form in the active voice. And when it comes to the passive voice, has been or have been done. Has been or have been done it will be. For example, I have done work. Active voice, I have done the work. When we change it into passive voice, the work, because work is a singular here, the work has been done by me. The work has been done by me. Imagine if the active voice is I have done the works, then since it is works, in the object place it is works, then it will become the works have been done by me. Has will become have here, because works is plural here. And if we change the person also, she has done the work. She has done the work. The work has been done by she. or sorry, the work has been done by her. In the same way, in the past tense and future tense, we will be using, you may see the format given in the simple past, was or were plus the third form of the verb, and in the continuous, was or were plus being done, being plus third form of the verb. That is what is used. And in the perfect one, had been done. Okay, there is no other option, only had been done. And you have to note that the object part, if it is singular, then only the singular verb you have to use. For example, was. Then if it is plural in the object part, then when it comes to the passive voice, it will be in the subject position. So we have to use the plural verb for the plural subject here in the passive voice. And in the future, what we will use in the simple future or indefinite future, will or shall plus the base form of the verb do in the passive in the active voice. And in the passive voice, will be or shall be plus the third form of the verb. And in the future continuous, there is no passive voice. Active voice is there, you can see, but the passive voice is not there. And the last one is perfect, future perfect. In the passive voice, will have been or shall have been plus the third form of the verb is used. You can just observe all these things and understand the differences. And the note is given, one note is given, sentence of future continuous tense and all the three perfect continuous tenses have no passive voice. Okay, that I have told you. Now we can move to the next point, next slide. For your better understanding, I have placed this chart from chapter 7. We have discussed it in the previous session. Okay, if you just analyze these both active and passive voice, you will understand the things in a better way. See, I play tennis is given here. Okay, tennis, it is singular. Okay, it's singular, tennis. When we change it into passive voice, tennis is played by me, simple present tense. And when we go to continuous, tennis is being played by me. Okay, like that you can just observe all the tenses, and you may try to change the active voice into passive voice with all the different persons, both singular and plural. And also you try to change the object place into plural also. For example, I play tennis is given here. So instead of tennis is singular here, instead of that you can for example, I eat mangoes. I eat mangoes. So that the object part should become in the plural form. Then when we change it into passive voice, the mangoes are eaten by me. So the verb, how the be form of the verb is also changed, you can note down. So try in various ways to understand these things in a proper way. Here some different types of sentences are given here. These models we can go through. First one is Roma loves her mother very much. Roma loves her mother very much. Okay, when we change it into passive voice, Roma's mother is loved by her very much. Second one, the servant opened the window. The window was opened by the servant. Third one, we shall serve you in every way. Okay, you will be served by us in every way. You will be served by us in every way. She had passed the test. The test had been passed by her. The cook was preparing food. Food was being prepared by the cook. We have done our homework. Our homework has been done by us. The farmer is ploughing the field. The field is being ploughed by the farmer. the king will have passed the order will have been passed by the king. Okay, there isn't much difficult things here. Okay, what you can do, just try to change the subject, or if it is possible the object place also, you make it plural and try to get the proper answer. Okay, just analyze all these things. Here some special types of examples are given here. Here we have to use our common senses, or the step that we studied, or the rules we studied, we may not be directly followed here. You see the first one, sugar tastes sweet. Sugar tastes sweet. Sugar is sweet when it is tasted. When it is tasted. Never tell a lie. Let a lie be never told. Imperative sentence, let a lie be never told. When it is a command, let we have to used. Next one, open the window. You are ordered to open the window. Advise the child to give up this habit. Let the child be advised to give up this habit. Please help me out of this difficulty. You are requested to help me out of this difficulty. Always speak the truth. You are advised to always speak the truth. Okay, you may just go through these sentences. There is nothing to explain. And try to study also these sentences. This chapter is very important. You will have so many marks questions from this chapter. So study it properly and try to write this chart given there in the first page, that you can note down there in the copy also. And if it is possible, you write the that active and passive both together in a page using the using any irregular verb. You write it. Students, we have to study the letter format also. We know that the letter is very important. In every exam you will have a 10 marks question. You have been studying it and you know it. This year either of these two letter means informal or formal. Out of this, one question will be there in the exam. Okay, and it carries 10 marks. First, you can see the informal letter. Remember not to follow the text. Okay, in the text what is given, you need not to follow. Only you need to follow the thing what I am giving you, or what the teachers are given you in the previous years. Okay, what is given in the text that is not correct, proper, because the board has prescribed or given this particular format for us to follow till class 12th. Okay, so only follow this one. First one is informal letter. Okay, first you have to write the your own address. In the informal, we will write our address, and we will write the receiver's address, or to whom we are sending their address, we will write on the envelope only. So only one address will be there in the informal letter, that is our address, means one who is writing, that person's address will be there. Okay, and in all the, and after all the lines you will be putting a comma. After all each line we will be putting a comma. If you observe here, you can see house number 123, comma, Raptinagar phase 4, comma, Chargaon, comma, Gorakhpur, and after pin code you put a full stop. At the end of the address, what we have to do? Full stop. At the end of the address there will be full stop, and in all other lines, after each lines we will put a comma only. Okay, this section, this much carries 1 mark, and if you miss any comma or at the end of the address full stop, if you are missing, you will lose that whole mark. So be very thorough with it. Easily you can score a 10 out of 10. And the second one is a date, 25th May 2020. Okay, 25th. Okay, in the same line you have to write that th, 25th th, what I have given in the reading th. We have got a tendency to write that th little above the number 25. Okay, don't write like that. Okay, in the same line, okay, in the same size you write along with that 25 th also. Then after May, after the month May, you have to put the comma, then year, 2020, then at the end full stop. Okay, all these are very important. Okay, th or second, if you are writing second, nd. Okay, all these things you write on the same line. Then month you have to write completely, don't write half. For example, May, only 3 letters are there, so if it is April, you have to write completely April. Okay, then comma, then at the end of the year full stop. Okay, this section carries 1 mark, and if you miss any comma or a full stop or a th, if you write on the top, you will not get any mark. Okay, full mark you will lose. And the next one is a salutation. To whom we are writing, we will just salute them. Dear Jack, I am writing to Jack. Okay, dear Jack. Okay, wherever capital letter is needed, you need to put. Okay, dear capital Jack, J capital, then at the end comma, that comma here. This one also carries 1 mark. Okay, and if you don't put a comma, you lose the whole 1 mark. Okay, then the body part starts. Okay, after leaving one line, you can start the body. Everything, whatever you write, just start closer to the margin. That is why I have put this format in a box. Okay, in the box, start closer to the margin. Okay, after the salutation, leave one line, then start the body part. And if you want to divide it into paragraphs, again after the first paragraph, leave a line. Then in the second line, you can, next line you can start from the margin, don't give a tab. Okay, start from the margin and complete. Okay, and at the end you can see, when you finish writing, stop, then leave one line, and at the end you can yours affectionately, comma, yours affectionately, comma. Then in the next line you can put your name. Only your first name you need to write. Okay, my name is Anish Thomas, so I just need to write only Anish, because I am just writing to my friend and they know me. Okay, it is informal letter, so only first name is needed, and no need of putting full stop at the end of the name. Sorry, means at the end of your name. That you keep it in mind. No, don't put a full stop. Another things, okay, after each section you have to leave a one line. Okay, after the address, one line you leave. After the date, one line you leave. After the salutation, one line you leave. Okay, and if it is paragraphs, between the paragraphs, one line, and at the end, affectionately, before that also you have to leave one line, but no need of giving gap line between yours affectionately and your name. No need of in between. Okay, yours, yours, in between there is no apostrophe and all, only you need to write yours, yours. Y is capital. Okay, and affectionately a small letter only, and at the end comma. And you are not allowed to write yours lovingly, yours friendly, nothing. Only you need to write this particular word affectionately for the informal letter. If anything else you write, you will lose complete mark. Okay, so you have to be very careful about all these things. How many commas are there, you note? Okay, in each line of the address you will see one comma. Then after the month you will see one comma. Then after the name of the salutation, okay, Jack, after Jack you see one comma, and after affectionately you see one comma. Okay, and the full stop after the address, at the last line of the address you can put a full stop, and after the year 2020 put a full stop. Okay, only these two full stops are there in the informal letter. Okay, now I think you understood the things. And one more thing, okay, when you write this Gorakhpur and yours, make sure that your G and Y, okay, the capital letters G and Y should not go below the line where you are writing. We have got a tendency to write in running letters G and the tail goes down the line. That should not happen. Okay, that is also against to the rule of this board, ICSE board. So make it sure that the tail of the G and Y, okay, whenever you are writing, not only in this letter, also make sure in the essays also it should not go below the line where you are writing the tail of the G, Y, etc. Okay, it should be above the line itself. Okay, but there is no problem with the small letters, but the capital letters I am speaking about. I hope now you can move to the formal letter. In the formal letter, the same procedure, same format we will follow, but the only difference is here there are two addresses. First one is our address. Okay, second address is given after the date, that is if you are sending the letter to the principal, okay, the address of the school with the principal you can write. Okay, the principal, Little Flower School, Rapti Nagar, phase 4, comma, Chargaon, and at the end of the address full stop. Then dear sir, we will put the salutation dear sir. Okay, simply don't loving sir, something like that don't use, only follow this format, dear sir, or you can avoid dear also, only sir you need to put. That is also not a problem. And at the end of the letter, okay, in the informal one you have put yours affectionately, but here in the formal one you have to use yours faithfully, comma, yours faithfully. Don't use any other word like obediently, yours obediently, nothing, only this one, yours faithfully. And the end of the letter you have to write your full name. Okay, your full name you have to write. In the informal one you are writing only your first name, but in the formal one you have to write your full name, and at the end of the name don't put a full stop. Okay, that is what is the formal letter. Okay, just analyze both the letters and find out the differences between both the letters. Okay, I think everything I explained. Now you can just practice some letters. You have been practicing and all are very thorough with it. Even then I saw so many mistakes when you write in the exam. You forget to put the full stop, commas and all these things. Okay, remember, even a small comma take out your 1 marks. For example, if you don't put a full stop after 2020, you will lose 1 mark. The format of the formal letter carries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks for the format and 5 mark for the body of the letter in the formal one. In the informal one, you will have 6 mark for the body and 5 mark for the other format. Okay, just practice some letters, okay, by your own, because in the exam you may not get a chance to write the memorized letter. Anything can be asked, so practice by yourself. Okay, thank you.